viewers at home. This is another lesson on trigonometry. This one is on cosine rule. In the previous lesson, we talked about sine rule and we look at an example on how to apply sine rule and the conditions to be considered before deciding to apply sine rule. So in this, we are going to look at cosine rule. And don't forget that sine rule and cosine rule are basically for triangles that are not right angled. When you have a right angled triangle, you either use Pythagoras theorem or the SOHCAHTOA, which we have done earlier. Now, on cosine rule, just like the sine rule to have conditions before applying, cosine rule, there are some things we need to look at before deciding or before concluding that cosine rule is the right method to solve the problem. When you have a triangle and you are given two sides and the included angle. What do I mean by two sides and the included angle? When you have a triangle ABC in this form, if you are given this side and this side, that is, you know the value of this and you know the value of this, and you are given this angle, you can see that these two sides, this angle is included, is in between both of them. That's what we mean by two sides and the included angle. Or you know the length of this and you know the length here, and you are given this angle. That is two sides and the included angle. Similarly, if you know the size of this length and this one too, and you are given this angle, that means you already have two sides and the included angle. So that means you can apply cosine rule. Another condition that can make us to apply cosine rule is if we have the three sides given and we are asked to find any of these three angles. Let's say we know the value of this side, we know the value of this, and we know the value of this, and the question says we should find angle A, angle B, or angle C. We can as well apply the cosine rule. So those are the two conditions, the two rules. One, if you are given two sides and the included angle, or you are given the values of the three sides. So once any of these two conditions is met, then it means we can apply cosine rule. So there is formula for calculating the length of the triangles. And remember, if this is angle A, this side will be our small a. This is angle B, this is going to be our small b. And this is angle C, this is going to be our small c. The formula for finding the small a, this is angle A, is a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc, then cos capital A, that is cos angle A. And similarly, we can rearrange this formula for this b, this side b. We can say b squared will be a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cos angle B. Then the third one, this is side C. C squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos capital C. And if we are asked to find the value of any of these three angles, we can make cos A as the subject of formula in any of these three formulas. That is, if you are looking for angle B, for instance, we are going to make cos B as the subject of this formula for us to get the value of cos B. So to get the angles, if you are looking for angle A will be, that is cos A will now be b squared plus c squared minus a squared over 2bc. If you rearrange this one to it will be cos B equals a squared plus c squared minus b squared over 2ac, and then cos c equals a squared plus b squared minus c squared over 2ab. So these are the 6 major formulas that we have in cosine rule. Depends on what you are looking for. But it's not in every question that we have the triangle labeled A, B, and C. Sometimes you might have P, Q, R. But whenever if you are familiar with this ABC, whenever you have letters that are different from ABC, you can just simply compare and see where your A and P is, where your B and Q, where your C and R, then you just substitute. It is not compulsory that you must have ABC in every question. So let's take this example. In this triangle now, we are asked to find the value of x, which is this side AB, and we've been given this angle from the question to be 80 degrees. So how do we know whether we can apply cosine rule for this problem? We have side B and side A, and remember we have two sides and the included angle, that is the angle between them. So that means we can apply cosine rule. So let's answer this question. Let's answer the question. From this now, this x is our small c. That means I will use the formula c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. So c squared now will be what? What is a? A is 3 squared. B is 2 minus 2ab means 2 times a times b, and our a is what? 3. Our b is 2. Then cos c, angle c is 80 degrees. So c squared will now be 3 squared is 9, 2 squared is 4, 2 times 3 6, 6 times 2 12, cos 80 degrees. So your c squared now will be 13, because 9 plus 4 is 13, minus 12 times. We will now use our calculator to find the cosine of 80 degrees. That is 0.1736. Now, there is a common mistake that most of us do make. Some of us do subtract this number from this 13. That is, whatever you have here, you subtract it from this. No, that is not how it is done. You first of all multiply this value here by what you have in this bracket. Whatever you get is what you are going to subtract from 13. So now, it is going to be 13 minus, if you multiply 12 by 0.1736 from the calculator, it will be 2.0832. So c squared now, if you subtract this one from 13, you have 10.9168. So your c squared is 10.9168. That means the value of c will now be square root of 10.9168. So if you take the square root of 10.9168 to two significant figures, we have 3.3, that is centimeter. Don't forget, you have to consider what the final what the instruction says. If you are asked to give your answer to one or two significant figures, you have to approximate. So the square root of 10.9168 from the calculator to one and to two significant figures is 3.3 centimeter. So with this, we've gotten the value of c. There are cases where this angle here will be more than 90. If it is more than 90 degrees, it usually have an effect on this negative sign here. So we are going to take another example where we have an angle that is greater than 90 degrees. So I will see how it affects this sign here, the negative sign. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. God bless you.